As promised, we have a real theatrical evening for you tonight. Jim Beaver is here to start this all off. He's the multi-talented producer, director, and proprietor of the Delaware Dinner Theater, and it's located at 1014 Delaware Avenue. Now, News Journal critic at large Otto Deckham said about this theater, they started things off at the top and they've stayed there. And the current production, Neil Simon's uproarious comedy Chapter 2, has received fine reviews from both Otto Deckham and Phil Crosland. Jim, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
It must be a lot of hard work to establish something like the Delaware Dinner Theater. Do you feel you finally made it and become part of the Delaware scene?
Yes, I think we were part of the Delaware scene from the moment we first started.
That was how long ago?
That was 4 years ago.
That's
1977.
Right.
But we'd been in the dinner theater at the Stone Barn since 1970. So we had 7 years experience and have serviced a lot of the people in the Wilmington area for many years. So we're not new.
What kind of theater seems to be most popular in Delaware? Would you say comedies go over best?
Well, that's what we do primarily. I mean, I would say 80% of our shows are comedies. The other 20% we do serious dramas and musicals. The Candlelight Music Theater does all musicals, so we feel that we serve a different need.
You have your specialty.
That's correct, yes.
Is there much pride taken in the presentation of your dinner buffet as the play itself, and what kind of fare do you present?
I would say Otto Deckham, who's the food editor for the paper,
yes,
rates our food very high, and I think justly so. We take great pride in what we're doing there. I think our food will compete with any of the dinner theaters, either locally here or anywhere in the country. We still serve prime beef and ham and a third meat, which ought to be chicken or fish or something of that nature. And we have a full assortment of salads, desserts, homemade soups. Our homemade soup is famous already.
Well, I've been there before, and I really enjoyed it. What do your actors and actresses spring from? Would you call them perhaps some local-grown professionals?
I would say that's an excellent term for them, yes. They're people who I think do not wish to go into the professional theater in New York or California or wherever they would have to go to make a living at it. They prefer to keep their roots in Wilmington and perform a great many shows. Whereas if they went to California or New York, they might only get one show a year. This way they can do 4, 5, 6 shows a year and sometimes do leading roles where they would perhaps not get a chance to do that in another environment.
Now, when are the show times for your current production, Chapter 2?
6:30 for dinner
Yes.
and 8:15 for the show. We have free parking, too.
Oh. What's the run of the show, by the way?
This show will close on the 30th of May, the end of the month.
Are there still tickets available?
Oh, yes, yes, two available.
Matter of fact, you've offered 2 tickets for tonight's giveaway, I understand.
Absolutely.
Great. Now, what's the storyline of Chapter 2, and could you also set up the scene we're about to see?
Yes. Well, all Neil Simon's plays are autobiographical, and this is no exception. This is the story of his second marriage to Marcia Mason. And as you know, his first wife died of cancer, so he's met accidentally over the telephone this girl who intrigued him, challenged him over the phone. He thinks he's calling an 86-year-old woman, but actually he gets very lovely Marcia Mason on the other end of the line. In the play, she's called Jenny Malone. So George Snyder, Neil Simon, and Jenny Malone meet for the first time over the telephone on a split scene.
And that's the scene we're about to see?
That's the scene we're about to see.
Okay, let's watch it.
Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe in saying hello?
Well, 2 miracles happened to me last night on 21. The producer of As the World Turns saw me at our table, called me today, and offered me a part.
Congratulations. That's terrific, Faye. What's the part?
Her name is Jarlene Indigo.
Jarlene Indigo?
She's the new cellist with the Boston Symphony.
I love it. We have to learn to play?
By Monday.
What's the second miracle?
Well, you remember that fellow Leo Schneider who stopped by our table to say hello? Well, Sydney doesn't remember, but Sydney doesn't know, but I used to date Leo when I first got to New York. Anyway, he's got this brother George, who's recently widowed, about 42, 43 years old, I think. You're not listening. What are you doing?
I'm packing. If you don't know this is packing, how are you ever going to learn to play the cello?
Where are you going?
Home, to Cleveland. I have an overwhelming desire to sleep in my old, tiny bed.
How long will you be gone?
A couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks.
In Cleveland, a couple of days are a couple of weeks. Can't you postpone it? Leo was going to try to get George Schneider to call this week.
Faye, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm not interested in dating right now.
Well, that's perfect. Neither is George Schneider. At least you both have something in common.
What is it that holds our friendship together?
He's a writer, a novelist, I believe. I met him once a few years ago. Not gorgeous, but sweet-looking with a very intelligent face.
Faye, will you please stop? I appreciate what you're trying to do. You and Sydney have been wonderful. I love the dinner at 21, and the date you fixed me up with was unusual but charming.
It's all right. I know you didn't like him.
It wasn't that I didn't like him. I couldn't see him. The man was 6 feet, 8 inches tall. All I could think about at dinner was, what if we got married and I had a baby? I'd be giving birth for days.
If you're going to look for things, you can find fault with everyone.
I don't think being uncomfortable with a man who is taller than the waiter sitting down is looking to find fault.
I'm talking about everyone you go out with. You sit there and scrutinize them.
I scrutinize?
Your eyes burn little holes in them. That poor fellow last night kept looking to see if his fly was open.
Okay, I won't scrutinize if you will stop arranging my social life for me. I told you I'm not interested. Why do you do it?
I don't do it for you. I do it for me.
What?
I have visions of arranging the perfect romance for you. Someone with a dark, tragic background. Jay Gatsby, Leon Trotsky, Irving Thalberg.
Jesus, do I have to live out my life with your fantasies?
What the hell? I'm arranging it. I might as well pick who I like. I don't understand, Jenny. Are you telling me you're never dating again?
Yes. I've gone to parties and I've dated, and I have had it. If one more man greets me at the door with his silk shirt unbuttoned to his tan navels, his chest hair neatly combed into place, wearing more jewelry around his neck than I am turning celibate. I'll work out my sex life the best I can. Don't think I'm not worried. Sometimes I lie in bed at night thinking, is it physically possible if you don't have sex for a long, long time that you can go back to being a virgin? Well, I'll find out. But first, I'll find out in Cleveland. Come on, we gotta get going or I'll miss my plane.
Well, that wasn't the scene that I had anticipated seeing. I'm sitting next to Nancy Mosteller and Bonnie Topper, our two actresses. Nancy, can you tell what happened there?
Well, the Mike Zalatoris, who was supposed to be here to do the scene, got stuck in New York. Couldn't get back to do the show, so Bonnie volunteered to come along.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little about your involvement in theater at the Delaware Dinner Theater?
This is my first production with the Delaware Dinner Theater. I was in bedroom farce at the Stone Barn Dinner Theater last fall, and this is a new career for me.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Nancy?
Well, it's my first show at the Delaware Dinner Theater. I've done a lot of theater at the Drama League and a little bit at Chapel Street, but I work mostly at the Drama League. I direct some and act some.
What did you direct, I understand?
I just did a show this past fall, or this spring, actually, the Real Inspector Hound and Black Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 one-acts, comedies, lots of fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you do when you're not being a thespian?
I work for Wilmington Trust. I'm a job analyst for the bank.
Well, that's quite a different change.
Oh, yeah. It keeps me busy, but the theater is what I enjoy. I enjoy my work, too, but the acting is something I've always done ever since I was in, grade school.
And what do you do when you're not on stage?
I'm an executive secretary to the president of Research and Trading Corporation on Market Street.
Sounds like an industrious undertaking also.
Yes.
Now, if the people want to come see the show, what's the run on the show again?
It's running tomorrow night and Saturday night through the 23rd of May, and dinner is at 6:30, and the production starts at 8:15 p.m.
Good. Well, now we're going to be going to some short messages, but after that, we're going to be seeing what's new at the Brandywine Zoo, in case you want to take a little visit there in the near future. So stay tuned.